everybody, good morning, good afternoon. This is the second video that I'm making, me speaking, and I want to make more of these videos right now. I want to do that because I feel the information which is coming through Swaruu is really worthwhile, and it has to be shared with the English world. The Spanish world is already pretty familiar with the information coming from her, and I feel it's time to share it with you. Me and my friend Robert, with whom we have the communication with Swaruu, we do a lot of updates, we make a lot of videos, and we are constantly sharing with the public what's happening and the new updates. So from now, everything I am speaking about in the Spanish channel, I will be sharing with you in the English channel. Of course, just by myself, because Robert doesn't speak English, but he's there, he also has the communication, and not only us. The Swaruu is talking with many people, she has been talking with many people, and not just her, but the Taigetan family, so to speak, also. They have been speaking with people, not anymore, and I'll explain why later. But Swaruu keeps talking to people. I think there will be another channel, a man called Brian. He will share also the messages coming from Swaruu. Okay, just to briefly repeat again, Swaruu is a 17-year-old Taigetan lady, girl, from Pleiades. Taiheta is a star system in Pleiades, and there are many different races in Pleiades, and she is a Taigetan Pleiadian. So the information is coming from her perspective, how she sees things. She is currently in the orbit of the Earth, as well as many other races. There are many races, and we'll be explaining this. The information is coming from her. Taigetans entered the orbit in 2008, and there were more than 20,000 of them. Until recently, in June, the number got reduced, and there were about 7,000 of Taigetans in the orbit of the Earth, and that's why I want to update you, because there are changes happening all the time. Since last June, all the Taigetans left the orbit, and they went back to their planets, which is, one of them is Erra and the other one is Temer. They are back to their planets, and now they will be back. What's happening is many teams, many crews are on rotation. That's one of the reasons. Another reason why possibly they are sent back is because there have been problems with the Federation. Okay, for those of you who are not aware of what's going on in space yet, exactly, there are two factions right now, two official groups, affiliations. First one is the Federation, I think from what I remember is of United Planets, and it consists of thousands, well, maybe not thousands, I don't know exactly the number, but of hundreds of different races. The purpose of this federation, the formation of this, I think it was mentioned in one of the videos prior to this one, so I don't want to repeat this, but it's just to cooperate between races. Now, why are they here? Why are they here near the orbit of the Earth? Well, because to assist with the ascension. The ascension is a fact, it's happening, it's imminent. All the galaxy is ascending, so they are here to assist with that, assist us with that. Also to study the process of ascension, to observe the mechanics of the ascension, to assist us against the reptilian forces. To blockade, when force blockades against the reptilian forces, to secure the entry and exits from the atmosphere of the Earth. Yes, because there's a lot of traffic happening, and many also regressive races, so they are here to protect against that. So that's Federation. And another group whose purpose is similar, but it's another group. It's a Sphere Alliance. And yes, it's the same alliance of which speaks Corey Goode. Sphere Alliance. Why Sphere Alliance? Because many of the ships, many larger ships, biosphere ships, are in the form of a sphere. So that's why they are called that. Some races belong to two groups, to the Federation and to Alliance, and some of them belong just to one group, and some of them don't belong to any of the group. So there has been a problem. Well, let me just review, because a lot of things happened, and I'm just trying to update you very fast. What happened was that since May, more or less, since the time when Swaruu started to openly share the information with us, and we have been publishing this information in the Spanish world, and I will be now putting it all out in English. Some of it is already out, but much more is coming. So since she has been sharing this information, the Federation was not very happy with that, with this disclosure of information. Many things have been mentioned by Swaruu, such as, for example, free energy process, which she's not exactly giving the details of how to make the free energy device, but she's explaining a lot of phenomena behind it. So the Federation is not really happy with what's happening with her actions, because they claim, among other things, they claim the Earth is as it's supposed to be, ascension is happening, and the Earth is already liberated in a certain timeline. So nothing should be enforced and interfered with, that everybody is where they belong, which is actually what Swaruu has always been telling them, also teaching them. Because yes, she's 17-year-old, but she's much beyond her age. Her consciousness just surpasses the age, the physical age, and she teaches a lot of them a lot of things. She has been a guide behind the leader of the Taigetan forces, so she is quite important. So going back, the Federation didn't agree with the amount of information she has been sharing, and they have been warning her not to continue with this contact. They have recently stopped contacting directly with the people. Yes, there are other races contacting with people, but they are not the ones who belong to the Federation necessarily. Or they are simply breaking the rules. The rules, it's not like these are the rules, these are more guidelines. The Federation is the directive, the prime directive is not really a set of strict rules, it's more of a guideline, a philosophy, but it's not as strict, and it can be broken. So they have been warning her not to divulge so much information. They have been threatening her with concepts of karma, etc. But she has been a fighter. She has been an independent Ronin samurai, and she has been almost alone in this. She has been continuing to give us this information. We have had information coming from the Taigetan intelligence services. Yes, they have intelligence services also there, that the Federation has been infiltrated. And here I'm referring to the Federation being so violently almost opposing the disclosure coming from Swaruu. Why would they be so against that when all the information is to empower us? She's not crossing any lines. She's giving us the tools to discover what we are capable of, what reality is, how to manifest things, how to control the reality, how to manifest the positive timeline. She has been just guiding and assisting us. So why would they be so against that? So the Taigetan intelligence forces have discovered that there has been an infiltration within the Federation. And yes, yes, the fifth dimension, because the Federation and all these things are happening within the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is not a etheric realm. It's not a airy, fairy, flowy, love and light realm. They have biological, they are biological beings, they are physical, they have politics, they have strategies, they eat, they go to the bathroom. So they also can be infiltrated. So they have been infiltrated. Not much information is available at this point, but it's assumed, it's suspected that maybe one of the reasons why the Federation sent Taigetans back home is because of, maybe it's because of what Swaruu is doing, and she's doing a lot, okay? I'm just beginning here with the information. So, okay, what else can I update you with? Yes, in general, the different races are in the orbit of the Earth. Like I said, they assist with the ascension. They secure the entry and exit to the Earth atmosphere. They enforce reptile blockade. They observe and study. They protect their star seeds. They are also here to recover their star seeds and to examine the protocols of the contact. A massive contact with the human race will happen. That's why this is all happening. This is a part of the preparation. They are preparing the ground. A massive contact will happen, but after the cabal is taken out. And this is happening. The process is happening of cabal being eliminated. But what's really important is people within, inside the matrix, inside the earth. It's people's work to get liberated. They have to change, we have to change our perception, get rid of our limiting ideas, and we need to enhance our creative power in order to influence the matrix, because matrix is like almost like a living organism that reads our thoughts and intentions and reacts and gives back to us what we project into it. So that's why what Swaruu is doing, in her words, it's collapse. She's collapsing our prior negative timeline and giving us tools, the information being tools, information being a weapon. So with that, we can collapse the previous timeline and manifest collectively a positive timeline. She wants to accelerate that. Yes, because I asked her, all the Taigetans left, you are the only one here, you are alone. Why did you stay? Why not just go back to your planet, relax a little, disconnect? You're only 17-year old. She says, there is work to be done. And my work is not that of Federation. Because we have to keep in mind the Federation has its interests, its politics, its strategies, its concepts that differ from, for example, how Swaruu envisions things. She wants to assist with the information. They don't as much. For whatever reason. In her words, she wants to cause the greatest amount of people possible to manifest the agreed timeline in the collective fashion to accelerate the ascension and that of the planet. Because collectively we have power to accelerate the ascension. Ascension is always something personal and subjective, and it's something that Swaruu always stresses. The universe consists of hundreds and thousands of timelines, and each person is a specific individual timeline. So the ascension is an individual timeline, but there are also agreed timelines collectively. So if we collectively envision a certain thing and focus on a certain outcome and the future, this is what we will manifest. We will accelerate that. And that's what she wants to do. She wants to speed it up. She wants to activate the key number of people within the matrix, real people, because there are also unreal people within the matrix, and that video will be one of the next videos. Yes, there are unreal matrix people without soul. But what's happening here, she wants to activate the real people and activate the key number of real people so they manifest the timeline for the rest, because the rest is just matrix, background people, extras in our movie, but they will follow because they continue with the movie that we project. We project the movie, and they are following. What's happening is that the unreal people have become such an intrinsic part of the reality, and inserting false ideas into our reality, that us, the real people, now we have become their followers. So we are manifesting, we are perpetuating the reality that the cabal and the reptilians, the negatives with the unreal people, have initiated. We have been under the mental control of the negative factions for centuries, and yes, in a certain way we are the victims of that. But Swaruu's work is also to remind us, to wake us up and make us realize we are not the victims. We were made to believe we were the victims and the followers of their system, right? Yes, we have been imposed certain ideas, but that's where our victim part ends, okay? Now it's the time to recover and repossess our power and reprogram those limiting ideas which we have been imposed, and recreate the timeline which we, us, the real people, positive real people, want to manifest, and not what they want to manifest upon us. That's Swaruu's work, but above all, it's our work. It's our work. She's only giving us the tools. I'm trying to go fast because there are so many things that have happened and that I have learned in this process since April. So now let me put you up to date. She's alone right now. All the targeters have left. I asked her, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel all alone? Because I imagine she's alone there, floating in her little apartment-sized ship called Susie. But this is what she responded. Yes, spooky lonely here. However, I am Ronin, independent. I have always worked alone. I prefer to be alone in many times. But yes, it's quite lonely. I am with landing gear down and artificial gravity set at off. But yet there is no one else here. So I asked her, what do you mean your landing gear down and artificial gravity set at off? Because it has to be mentioned, when they are in the ship, they have the artificial gravity turned on. So what do you mean? What do you mean you have landing gear down? And apparently she's not floating in space in her little ship. She is in the hangar in the Andromedan biosphere ship, as she has been there many times before. Biosphere ship is a huge ship which basically includes everything inside, including parks, gardens, little pathways. It's basically like a mini world within the ship. So she's within the Andromedan biosphere in the hangar. But the hangar is empty, so it's silent and spooky, lonely here. I asked her, okay, so you're not alone. You can basically walk around. You can exit your little ship and walk around the biosphere and interact with Andromedans. She says, yes, in theory she can do that, but she prefers not to do it. Why? Because with the recent Federation negative faction infiltration walking around and no new data available, I feel safer here. Because yes, Andromedans belong to the Federation, and there's no confirmation where the infiltration came from. Okay, then I asked her, what are the Andromedans like? And she says, they are very peaceful, but somewhat macho, patriarchal, and with very old ancestral ideas that, in my opinion, need revising badly, urgently. Because yes, Tigers and Pleiadians are more matriarchal, they are very feminine, but it doesn't mean they don't have men. They have men. The men are very important. They play an important role. They have relationships, etc. Just until recently, there was a Taygetan Pleiadian man involved in the communication. Not with me, not with Robert, but in some way he was close. So Andromedans are the reverse, the opposite. They are more patriarchal. And she says, with very old ancestral ideas that in my opinion need revising badly. I will talk about this too. She's here referring to the concept of karma, because Andromedans are the ones who have introduced the idea, the concept of karma in the East, and they are very strict about it. They basically believe that karma is something unavoidable, inescapable, that it's something you cannot just liberate yourself from. And this is where Swaruu is coming in. This is where Swaruu's wisdom is coming in. And she's saying, and she's trying to tell them, no, karma is not something unavoidable. It's basically just monopoly money. This means it's valid as long as you play Monopoly. As long as you play the game, karma is real. But as soon as you realize the nature of the game you are in, because in that level they are also on a level of a game. It's a matrix also, but it's a different version of the matrix, right? Right here we are in the matrix within the matrix. They are on a higher level of the matrix, but it's still a form of a game of a higher consciousness. So karma, and I will talk about this in a separate video all dedicated to karma. She's explaining that yes, karma, it can be liberated from. You are the one who decides, yes, I am governed by karma. Because this is how the archons and the negative ones keep having us trapped within the cycle of reincarnation, because they have us believe in concepts like sin, like karma, and they have us perpetuate the cycle of reincarnation, okay? And this is how they keep us in a trapped within the cycle of earth, basically. And what they want to do, Swaruu, for example, they want to liberate our soul from that cycle. So at least we have a choice. So we are not governed by the karma. So we can forgive ourselves. So we can understand that we have done what we came to do, and we have done our best, and it's time to move on. There's no reason for us to keep coming back and keep trying to repeat the same mistake over and over again. This is what negative want. They want us back, because they feed of us here in this 3D hole. Okay, so let's continue. I also asked them, I asked her again, what are they like, Andromedans, personality-wise? So she says they are very friendly, but they don't have the same type of emotions like we do. So that causes many problems, as Taygetans are very emotional, maybe even more than humans. Andromedans, they do have emotions, but they are different. From my point of view, that's her reading, from my point of view, they are too logical and neurotically correct. They do have a heart, but in my opinion, it's cold. Yes, it has to be mentioned that Taygetans, Pleiadians in general, I think, are more emotional, are emotional beings, sensual beings. Taygetans are even more emotional, according to her, than humans. It's interesting, no? Because we have had this idea, and we've been talking about this with Robert today, that 5D people are some etheric, mystical creatures, distant and angel-like, and they are all love and light, and they have transcended the duality, and they have transcended the emotionality, etc. But it's not true. They are actually very they are very similar to us in many aspects. They are biological, they go to the bathrooms, the women care about their appearance, they put earrings, they have makeup, they eat, they party, they don't have alcohol though, important to mention, they are all with their mind. Well, okay, they entertain themselves in that way with their mind. But they are very similar to us. They react in emotional way to certain situations, and so let's not project those fantasies onto the 5D people like the way we imagine them to be. 5D people, By the way, I'm just talking about Pleiad and Taygetans Pleiadians. They are one of the ones who are the most similar to us, okay? But in 5D, in the fifth density, of course, there are many thousands of races that don't look anything like us, like humans. I'm just talking about Taygetans. And from what I understand, there are many others also that look like us. Okay, how do they look? The Andromedans. Andromedans are blue-skinned, like baby blue, tall and very thin, between 2 meters and 3 meters, usually like 240 centimeters, and have no hair anywhere. 5 long fingers, big almond eyes with dark pupils, small nose, small lips, usually dressed in long robes full of ornaments. Syrians do look alike, but Andromedans are longer. They do have women, and they appear very feminine, with large breasts, maybe too large for their thin, long bodies. They have gentle faces, but no hair at all. They perceive us and them as strange, with the hair coming out of the head. Okay, I did mention Sphere Alliance. Yes, Sphere Alliance is the same one as the ones mentioned by Corey Goode. Several hundred races, too many to remember, says Swaruu, belong to the Sphere Alliance. Avians, Andromedans, Arcturiens. So I asked, so the Federation and the Alliance are two major factions there, right? And what is the purpose of the Alliance in contrast to the Federation? The same objective? Swaruu responds, yes, but they cooperate. They are allies, but not the same. Same reason to be here, to monitor the ascension of Earth. In this case, also to see and oversight the possible infiltration problem we helped shed light on. They are here to help, and they are here also to protect their starseeds. Okay, the last topic I want to mention in this little update is I want to talk about the ships that can be seen from here, because there are many right now, more than 5,000 ships, ET ships, cruising around the Earth. Some of them stationed. Some of them, okay, she says, bulk of the fleet, the major biosphere ships and larger cruisers are at the distance of about 500,000 kilometers from the Earth. Just to give you the reference, the moon is at 360,000 kilometers. So these are farther than the moon, the larger ones. But many other smaller ships are cruising, are navigating around the Earth at a distance, very close distance to Earth. Many are flying atmosphere now, and many are landed on the ground, that close. I said, I have never seen a UFO. I have never seen a ship, or maybe I thought I haven't. I have, but maybe I thought it wasn't. So she says, strange, because there is a lot of traffic, and many ships use strobe lights, so you may think it's an airplane, and it's not. Many of them use strobe lights, so we may identify them as an airplane. She continues, many even have a transponder that automatically identifies the ship as a civilian or military craft. A clue to recognize them, she says. A human aircraft will have a red light on the tip of the left wing and a green light at the tip of the right wing. A ship, an ET ship, will have strobes and lights, usually red, but will not have that configuration of red and green. But I told her it's going to be difficult anyway to see that, no, from the ground, if it's red or green. And to be honest, I don't really care about seeing the UFO. I want the official, I want the CoTa, I want to see the beings. I would love to see the beings, which of course I am very grateful for this communication which is happening. I'm still pinching myself. This is beyond my imagination. But of course, I would like the physical interaction also. Of course, respecting the protocols of the contact. However, I am a rebel. So as I said today in a video that I made with Robert, we here, from here, don't have any protocols of contact. I'm talking about me and Robert. So if anyone is interested, any benevolent race, by the way. And of course, I would love to meet Swaruu first. Let's not even mention other races. I am completely focused on our contact with Swaruu. We love her. She's like our sister, and that's that. And she says, yes, the beings are all over the place now, in numbers like never before. Many of them landed. But of course, they must observe still contact protocol, many of them. Okay, this is it for now, but I want to mention one more thing, something I have started in the Spanish world, and I would like to now extend this action into the English world. We have started a channel, and it's in Spanish, it's called Llamada desde Planeta Tierra, which means a calling from the planet Earth, where we basically animate, encourage you, people, to make videos on YouTube asking assistance from the benevolent races, not only Federation, because there are many races that don't belong to the Federation, but any benevolent races. And you can make those short videos asking assistance and then send me a link, include the link below this video, and I will publish this video in this collective channel, and it will be seen by those races and by the Federation, because they are monitoring the internet and YouTube. Yes, they are. They are studying and observing and examining people's reaction. They are really close. They are really close people, and they want the communication. But there's still a lot to be prepared. So Swaruu, because it was Swaruu's idea that people make these videos. Swaruu is encouraging everybody to make these videos, petitioning the Federation and other races to assist the human race with the ascension and with the contact. This doesn't mean, it's very important, that we are delegating our power to them. We are not. We are autonomous, independent, strength, impossible to control in many ways beings, creators of the reality, but we are trapped. And the actions of the negative races and the cabal has been somewhat disproportionate. And we do appreciate the assistance of our families. They are our families, and we are just asking them to extend their helping hand and help us get out. So if you feel in your heart that you feel tired of the matrix you are living in, of the system you are living in, of the control you are under, please, this is your opportunity to speak up and express yourself. And believe me, it will be seen by your star families. They are there watching, and collectively we can somehow accelerate the manifestation of the positive timeline. So again, please, if you feel you would like to do that, you would like to contribute, make a short video. You don't have to show your face. You can basically just make a video with your voice. You can change your voice. It can only be read letters, for example, with music, and then send me a link. I will publish it. Thank you very much for watching. From now on, I am also with you, with the English world, updating you with everything and publishing much more information coming from Swaruu. Thank you so much, Swaruu. Thank you, everybody. And until next time. Thank you and bye.